In this video, we're going to be checking out whether or not you can use a PNG image in visual effects and actually make it look good. I did this back 2 years ago in my short film Frayed. Not exactly a professional, but I figure I can kind of like hack my way through it and figure it out on my own so that I can have cooler effects and stuff in my short films. So this is how I did it. First, I'm going to start with a tracker node. And in this case, I'm going to hunt around for something not inside the doorway because that's where the flashing lights were, so it's not going to even be able to follow that along. There is this little bag here on the porch that's got some really good contrast, so we'll put it right in the corner of that. Make sure you're on your first frame. Ooh, oops, slipping. Make sure you're on the first frame to make your life easier. Find that corner of the bag, and up here we're going to go to track forward. That seems like it did a pretty good job. Now we're going to go to operation. Oh, yep, operation. We're going to go to match move. And now we're going to drop in our alien.png, which is just a photoshopped mishmash. I think I found a xenomorph online, cut his tail off, cut his head off, and redid the face and the eyes to look more like the practicals that we had. And I did find an image that had the light coming from the right direction. You can see it's on the back of the alien's legs and shoulders, which was ideal for this practical light that was on the front porch. So it really helps it fit the lighting a little better. We're gonna have to throw in a transform node. Add him in. Now, I'm going to uncheck this box, use size and aspect, because if you just simply scale him, if you grab any of the things, it's going to scale him completely evenly no matter what side you grab. And I actually want to add a slight animation to this later, so I'm going to uncheck this box. And we're going to have to do X and Y to bring him down together. And we can place him. Porch. He looks way too tall. Zoom in a bit, make sure his feet are where I need them to be. He still looks way too big. Bring it down. That's about right. I want him to be just about human sized. Track, and let's check the track. His feet are pretty firmly planted right there on the front porch, and he's not dancing or sliding around, so that's a good sign. So we can move on. Next, and most importantly, we're going to try to match the color and match the black levels to something that's in the background. He obviously stands out like a sore thumb and doesn't match the footage whatsoever, so we're going to add a color corrector node. And this is a very important step that I had to learn the hard way through trial and error. If you were adjusting the brightness and the contrast of the color corrector, you would think it would just be affecting the asset, but it's affecting the entire scene for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Maybe somebody else in the comments could explain it better than I can. But if you go into operation, you do the pre-divide / post multiply, you check that box, and now it's only affecting him, which is amazing for doing compositions. It's just like a game changer. It took me forever to find that, and I was really frustrated for a long time learning how to do this stuff on my own. So anyway, we're going to move to a frame that has the lights out behind him directly in the doorway, because I want to match there we go. I want to match the black levels to what's behind him as best as I can. So we're just going to tinker with these sliders for a minute and see what we can do. I'm actually going to drag a little bit of color into him as well. Nothing too crazy or extreme. I just want to kind of match the tone of the bricks and the noise that's in the background. Something in that neighborhood looks all right to me. Maybe a little bit more on the red. And it's important to back in and out. You want to be looking in, looking out, looking in, looking out. Make sure he doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. He's actually starting to look pretty good. A little bit too yellow still. Maybe a little bit more on the reddish pinkish. It's looking pretty good there. And I want to bring his eyes. What the heck did I do to his eyes? Back out. Check him out. He's not looking too bad. He looks a little dubbed in, but you know, for the process tutorial, I don't think it's... We're not going to kill ourselves trying to get this color corrected perfectly. I would probably spend like an hour on this. I don't think it's too bad, so I'm just going to move on. Next thing we're going to do is go back to this transform, and I want to give him some slight animation just to, you know, hide the fact that it's a PNG image. It really does help sell the effect. So I'm going to start on the first frame, and I'm going to take his y-axis and bring him down, shrink him down like he's kind of ducking a little bit. And we also have to keyframe his XY positioning so that we can bring his feet back down where they need to be on the front porch here. And now I'm going to skip all the way to the last frame, bring his y-axis back up to look like he's standing himself up a little bit. Dude's getting real tall on us, you know, trying to flex a bit. Fix his feet. I also forgot to keyframe it, so it didn't do shit. Classic. Keyframe it this time. Shrink him down a little bit. Fix his feet again. Bring him back to this last one. He's already keyframed. Boop, boop. Let's check that out. There we go. Oh, yeah, it's getting kind of tasty. See how he's like rising up a little bit, little bit of movement, making it look like it's not too bad. I'm feeling that. Last thing I'm going to do on this one is add some grain. Oh, gotta spell it right. Grain. All right. My man is looking super grainy. Let me find a frame where the doorway's black again. Let's shrink this down. Match my super grainy Blackmagic 4K footage that looks like trash. Grain spacing, aspect ratio. You can mess with these sliders all day, man. Like, it's pretty wild. I actually think that the red and the blue in this section here, try to just match it to the best of the camera's grain that you can. You know, green difference, red difference. Bring out a little bit of blue. Just, you know, use your best judgment. I think that match is pretty damn good. Maybe take it, power it down a little bit. I'm thinking something in that area's working for me. So now I'm going to jump back into my timeline here, and I actually already color graded the footage, which it doesn't show in Fusion. You work with the original so that the colorist can do the rest of it later. And let that render out. And let's check out our scene. not too bad. So if this is something you dig and you want to watch more of them, we have a couple more tutorials on this channel. We're going to keep putting stuff out, bi-weekly or as often as we can. And think about liking and subscribing. That would be awesome. And we'll catch you next time.